Hello everyone and welcome to a new lesson with Miss Rafa. Today we're going to start with Unit 10, Record Breakers. So open your book on page 82 and let's get started together. Module 4, Achievements. In this module we're going to study record breakers, future projects, geniuses. Today we're going to focus on Unit 10, record breakers. How far can you push yourself? Let's start with a discussion. Look carefully at the photographs of the Tour de France and discuss these questions. What difficulties do you think these cyclists have to face during the competition? We can say physical exhaustion, crashes, injuries, etc. What qualities do you think you would need to compete in a race like this? Qualities needed would include fitness, strength, perseverance, determination, etc. Have you ever participated in a very challenging competition? What was it like? Now this is up to you. Now let's start with the reading. Question 2. Match each word with its correct meaning. Use a dictionary to help you or to check your answers. Elite, spectacle, rival, aspiring, eventual, dedication, a public display, spectacle, hoping or aiming for a certain thing, aspiring, group containing the best, most skilled, most experienced, elite, showing commitment to a cause, dedication, a direct opponent in a particular field, rival, occurring at the end of a series of events, eventual, fact file. The Tour de France is an annual bicycle race in France. The competition began in 1903 and has taken place almost every year since then. The race covers more than 3,600 kilometers around different areas of France. Over 200 races compete in the race each year. The winner of each stage is awarded a yellow jersey, a special shirt which they wear the following race day. Question 3. Now read a report about 1 month's triumph in the Tour de France. How many of the qualities you discussed in question 1 are mentioned in the report? Let's see some vocabulary first. Listen and repeat. Sportsman, sportsman, sportsman. Dominate, dominate, dominate. Cycling, cycling, cycling. Cyclist, cyclist, cyclist. Numerous, numerous, numerous. Continuously, continuously, continuously. Prestigious, prestigious, prestigious. Yellow jersey, yellow jersey, yellow jersey. Dedicate, dedicate, dedicate. Rivalry, rivalry, rivalry. Competitive, competitive, competitive. Elite, elite, elite. Championship, championship, championship. Eventual, eventual, eventual. Ceremony, ceremony, ceremony. Aspiring, aspiring, aspiring. Crash, crash, crash. Injury, injury, injury. Now let's read the lesson. Triumph in the Tour de France. For over 10 years in the 1970s and 80s, Bernard Hinault, a very talented French sportsman, dominated the world of cycling, one of the fastest cyclists of his generation. He won over 200 races during his exceptional career and broke numerous records. He is the only rider to have finished either first or second in every Tour de France which he completed, and won 28 individual stages in the month-long race. By the time he retired, he had won the prestigious yellow jersey, one of cycling's most sought-after prizes. For over 50 days in total, he had secured his place as one of the best cyclists in the world. During his career, Hinault gained the nickname the Badger on account of his reputation for being extremely competitive and dedicating himself fully to each race. A famous rivalry existed between Hinault and another elite cyclist, Greg LeMond. During the 1986 Tour de France, the two men fought continuously to win the championship, with LeMond emerging as the eventual winner. Following his retirement in 1986, Hinault didn't lose any of his dedication to the world of cycling. To this day, he is heavily involved in many high-profile cycling events and is often seen on the stage at award ceremonies. Hinault has written several books telling the story of his rise to success. They also include details of the difficulties he had encountered on the way, the crashes, injuries, and problems. As one of the best cyclists the world has ever seen, he was encouraged to write a book for aspiring professional cyclists, giving them tips and realistic advice about how to reach the top. His story shows that becoming the best in any field is a challenge that requires a lot of determination and dedication. Let's check your understanding. Question 4. Some of these sentences include incorrect information. Rewrite the incorrect ones, then read the report again to check your answers. Bernard Hinault won over 300 races. False. He won over 200 races. Hinault won the Tour de France in 1986. False. He came second to Greg LeMond. Cyclists risk crashes and injuries during races. True. Inu is an aspiring professional cyclist. False. He was a professional cyclist. He wrote books with advice for aspiring cyclists. Question 5. Suggest explanations for these extracts from the report. A famous rivalry existed between Hinault and another elite cyclist, Greg LeMond. The two men were both excellent cyclists. They were often competing against one another to be the best. To this day, he is heavily involved in many high-profile cycling events and is often seen on the stage at award ceremonies. Hinault was a very successful cyclist. He is still very well known in the field of cycling. Question 6. Think and speak. Discuss these questions with other students. What kind of preparations do people have to make before they compete in prestigious sporting events like the one you have read about? Would you be interested in doing something as physically demanding as Bernard Hinault and other top sportsmen? Which sport would you choose? Why? Now this is up to you. Let's move on to the vocabulary. We have phrasal verbs with come. Match the verbs underlined in these sentences with the correct meanings 1 to 7 below. Come out, come across, come over, come round, come up, come up, come down. It had been cloudy all morning, but in the afternoon the sun came out. Here the phrasal verb came out means appeared or became visible. As we were walking up the mountain, we came across a small campsite. Came across here means found by chance. Come over when you're next in town. Come over here means visit. After she fell and hit her head on the ice, it was 10 minutes before she came round. Came round means recovered after being unconscious. A job has come up at the Polar Research Center. I may apply for it. Come up means become available. I wish the price of petrol would come down. Come down means fall or decrease. When I was talking to my brother yesterday, your name came up several times. Came up here means was mentioned. إذا معنى الكلمة بيعتمد على السياق. Question 2. Adjectives beginning with a. Some adjectives beginning with a can't be used in front of a noun. For example, we can say the frightened boy, but not the afraid boy. نحن دائما بنحط الصفة قبل الاسم، ولكن لازم تعرفوا إنه الصفات اللي بتبدأ بأ ما بتجي قبل الاسم. If we want to use afraid, we have to say the boy was afraid. إذا كنا بدنا نستخدم هذا النوع من الصفات فرح نحطها بعد الفعل بهاي الطريقة. The boy was afraid. كان الولد خائفا. Match adjectives beginning with a, list A, with other adjectives which have the same meaning in list B, which can be used in front of nouns. We can say afraid is similar to frightened. Alight is similar to burning. Alike is similar to similar. Alive is similar to living. Asleep is similar to the word sleeping. B. Complete as many of these sentences as you can using words from list A. If you can't use list A, use an alternative from list B. Let's see. The fire had started when everyone in the house was asleep. In less than 10 minutes, the whole building was alight. The family escaped, but the parents had to come there. Frightened children. Some people had minor burns, but fortunately, everyone was still alive. The police suspected a crime, as there had been 4 similar fires in the previous month. Pronunciation. Intonation patterns.
You are going to listen to answers given to 5 quiz questions. Decide whether the people are sure of their answers or not.
How many years did Ino's professional career last?
15 years. 15 years. 15 years.
Unsure.
In which year did he win his first Tour de France?
1978. 1978. 1978.
Sure.
What was Ino's nickname?
The Badger. The Badger. The Badger.
Sure.
Who was his greatest competitive rival?
Greg LeMond. Greg LeMond. Greg LeMond.
Unsure.
In which year did Bernard Hinault retire?
1986. 1986. 1986.
Unsure.
Work with a partner. You are going to take turns to answer some more quiz questions about Bernard Hinault's career. One. What's the colour of the jersey the race leaders wear?
It's yellow.
2. How many stages did Hinault win in the Tour de France?
28 stages.
3. What does Hinault do today?
He writes books and presents awards.
4. Have you heard of any other professional cyclists?
This is up to you. If you know the answer, make your voice sound sure. After each answer, your partner should say whether you sound sure or unsure. Quote, if you're worried about falling off the bike, you'd never get on. Lance Armstrong, cyclist. That's everything for today. Thanks for your time. See you next lesson, inshallah.